We left off on the last video in Costa Maya, Mexico, and right at this area they were attempting to back into this dock and had to give way and let another ship come in and attempt it a second time. It was a bit hairy with the wind. While we waited on the captain to go ahead and bring the ship into the dock, we went ahead and had breakfast, and then we came down and we played a morning session of sunrise trivia, which was always entertaining and a blast, quite frankly. Once off the boat and on the dock, that ship to the far right is actually the Carnival Cruise Line you saw at the end of last week's video. Right ahead of us on the right is the Royal Caribbean that was backing in. You can see the Norwegian Escape, the one we came in here on the left, and once we were there, the MSC pulled in on the other side of that dock. So you can imagine this was a little bit hairy to get all these boats on this one dock in a windy situation.
We're in Costa Maya, Mexico.
You want to show them out there?
Without a short excursion, this was essentially shopping and eating, and with 4 cruise ships here, there had to be 10,000 people in that little strip mall. It was packed, and we decided not to stay too long. Heck, Deb stayed on the boat because of her knee and the walking. And just looking at the dock, you can get a sense with just how much walking there is just here. I mean, remember, each of those ships are 1,300 feet long. So we went back on board the ship, and we spent some time in the pool and exploring around the ship itself. Ours was now leaving port, and you can see the Royal Caribbean behind us, and the Carnival cruise ship had already left. I'm filming this on the upper pool deck, so it's through some glass. That's why it looks a little bit distorted. But it gives you an idea on just how big this MSC ship is. You can see the water slides on the top of it, and ours was probably a couple of floors taller than that. I was just shocked at the size of these things. And that's when you start to notice all the people standing out on their balconies. Call me a voyeur of some sorts, but I love looking at people and watching what they're doing. There's just so many of them standing out on their balcony. It was funny. And again, as we were now pulling out, you can see I'm zooming out again, and our ship is clearly pulling out away from the dock and moving forward at this stage. And if you look, you can see the thrust from our props. It's going at an angle. That's the cool thing about these Aussie pods. They turn in several different directions. So we're pushing our sort of butt end out away from the dock a little bit to swing around this. And that's when I noticed these couple of guys standing out on this little doorway where they hoist out the lines. It gives you an idea on the size of these ships, right? There's 4 people standing on that little platform with plenty of space, right? It's the size of a dock, and it just folds out of the size of the boat. And then I noticed the waves. You can really see just how big they are crashing up over the front of this sonar bulb that's on the front side of the ships. That's where a lot of electronic and sensing equipment is. But away we go. I said the Royal Caribbean ship was gone, but it's still there. You can see it in the background. But away we go, and starting to accelerate and pull out away from this dock at this point. So definitely a fun time there at Costa Maya, but packed. A good night's sleep, and we wake up on day 6, and this is an exciting day. The sun is rising, and we are pulling into Mexico, into the Isle of Cozumel, Mexico. And this is an exciting day because we are going on a submarine to 100 feet below the sea surface. So from the submarine port, we boarded a boat that went out to where the submarine surfaced, and then we went ahead and boarded down into the submarine. I didn't film while doing this, but this is on board, and it's really amazing. You can see the hull of the boat that we just got off of right there. You see the seaweed down there? Yeah. With the safety briefing done and they close the hatch, you can see we are still sitting 5 feet at the surface, and then we start our descent.
Omega 200, 70 meters. Oh, yes.
We're 12 feet under.
13?
We're going down. That's how clear that water is. The fact that you can still see the top. Huh?
A couple of our crew members looked a little bit pensive as we dove. What's really amazing is how clear this was. I think at this point we were somewhere in the 35-foot deep range. We weren't too terribly deep, but no lights out on the outside of this submarine. This is just the sun penetrating this far down, and we could see all of the coral, the live coral, small fish swimming around. It really was extraordinary. Deb and I have done one of these in Hawaii in the past, and we thought the girls would really enjoy being able to do this, especially as much as they like snorkeling. Now here's another scene, and you start to notice just how many fish are around each of these reefs. Not large fish, anywhere from 4 inches to a foot on average. Small fish just swimming in groups. And again, here's another scene where you can just see the sheer abundance of fish. Everything from small ones to, you can see that larger one. I think that's a clown of some sort. It was definitely cool, and I could tell the kids were enjoying the heck out of it.
This is really cool.
And then she turned the camera back around and continued to look out the window at the things going by. This was, again, just teeming with fish, so we're a little over 55 or 60 feet down at this point. Just absolutely amazing to see them all. Quite a few puffer fish, a lot of tangs, a lot of angelfish, and all kinds of clowns, and even damsels, those little black and white zebra striped fish. It was really cool as we were diving down through here. And the cool thing is, from the submarine, you can sort of look to the back of the sub. This is our view backwards, and you can see the person working there. And I guess 47 feet we are. And then to the forward side, you can again see your depth, and you can see the pilot up there as he's navigating his way through. As we continue to look through here, it was kind of neat. All of a sudden, we noticed these bubbles, and there were a couple of scuba divers that are down 50 feet or so, and they're just swimming along. What was neat is they saw everybody waving at them, and they were waving back. I don't know if I caught it on camera, but that was pretty cool to see, and certainly something the kids enjoyed seeing. As we continue to look through some of this scenery, it's just amazing. I think this is a triggerfish, or
Also in Formosa, you're going to see a lot of those black
parrotfish
fish.
that
Those
scrape
are
the rocks to eat. It's just an amazing array of fish down there. I wish it was clearer in the camera, but it was amazing how good everything was. This was a beautiful angelfish. You can see how pretty he was, even though it's not in focus great. And then we saw a stingray swimming by, saw that guy, and happened to notice this turtle right here. I almost didn't see it at first, but this little sea turtle just resting on the bottom there. Now here's what was cool. We started to see this edge, and you can see the coral reef and the sand, and then you just see that drop off right there. That is a huge drop. I don't remember how many feet they said. I think it was more than 1,000 feet that thing drops off the edge. Now what's cool is we were at our deepest point we were going to go in the submarine, so we're riding along the edge of this, I'll call it a cliff, right? It feels that way. And as you look at it, you can just see there's literally nothing beyond it because it just drops straight down. Eventually you would lose out with light and everything else if you went to certain depths. What was really cool here is, as we pan back up and look at the depth, we are right now at our deepest part of this entire trip at 107 feet deep. As we started coming up the side of this embankment, we saw a ton of these conch shells. You could see the lines they were making. And then we went by an old shipwreck, and it was so cool to just slowly go by this. It almost looks eerie, like it'd be an amazing place to dive. Tons of fish all hanging out in here. It's hard to see it here because I tried to zoom out a little bit so we could sort of get a view of the whole thing. But they shuttle these items to sort of create an artificial reef. Probably doesn't hurt tourism as well, but this is what they do with them. Really was cool, and I'll just let this go by and let you enjoy it kind of in the quiet of what it's like seeing it underwater, which is pretty amazing.
Just came by. And there's other people on this submarine, and it's very nice.
It's still 45 feet.
Look.
That feels cool, huh? 20 feet.
Welcome back to the surface. We made it. Bienvenidos a la superficie.
After wonderful excursions, we went back to the boat, we had our dinner, and then we decided to come see this amazing musical show, all live singing, and it was really energetic. I'll just go ahead and put the sound on and let you enjoy a couple little clips I filmed of this. So day 7 is a sea day, and we are on our way back to Miami. We just enjoyed some of the activities on board, including this cake making competition between a chef and the cruise directors.
Will? You didn't even make the cake. It didn't look like you had enough on yours. Is there now? Well, it's not as if you're not making a mess down your end. I've just helped you. So then, here's one I made earlier. It's gonna leave me scared. More icing. I think that's what's gonna save us in a minute. Ready? Okay, Chef Will, can I borrow your hands, please? Yeah. Grab a handle. On 3. I don't even think this is at the bottom, but we're going to do it anyways. 1, 2. Wait. 1, 2, 3. I still. What are you doing over there? Massaging the cage. Oh my God. Chef, what's the next step? I got cherries. This is why housekeeping don't like us. Chef, don't encourage him. What's the next step?
Cherry, origin, cherry, and color.
We had an absolute blast on this cruise, and as we came back into Miami, it was time to thank the crew, and they put on this amazing presentation as well.
And on behalf of Captain Mako, General Manager Command, and the over 1,600 crew members, I'm very proud to work alongside. Thank you for choosing this magnificent vessel and a stunning itinerary to spend your vacation with. We hope you take away memories and experiences that you will share with your friends, family and loved ones for years to come. Have you enjoyed the overall service, the food and beverage, the entertainment? Yes!